China is racing towards AI superiority, okay? And that, more than anything else, ensures that the U.S. government is going to support and, if needed, backstop our AI ambitions, okay? Nothing in the world motivates a country to backstop something and to support it more than its competing enemy that is pushing forward on that frontier. So that's something that I think people don't fully appreciate. So when we're talking about AI and all these big investments, like, we don't have a choice. Our government doesn't have a choice. Like, even if there is some degree of unknowns, or like, hey, we're not exactly sure how this is going to play out, the government is not going to allow the U.S. to fall meaningfully behind China in this AI race. So whatever needs to happen, whether they're government incentives on AI data centers or energy, whatever needs to happen, the government is required to ensure that happens, because this is the new arms race. Think about it. If China becomes the country that's able to produce products 5x cheaper than us, right? They have intelligence on future warfare and weapons, right? And on vaccines. Like, you can't let China have AGI. You can't let China get super intelligence, like, meaningfully before you have it. That's a national security risk. So there is an inferred backstop here on the sector, which is the government. Now, the CEOs are not going to talk about it because—
well, Sam Altman kind of
he kind of did,
it.
and it created quite a stir. But it's there, guys. It's there. We all know it's there. They all know it's there. Sam knows it's there. Like, all the big tech CEOs, they all know it's there. Jensen knows it's there. This is too big to fail. It already
I feel
is.
like those are famous last words.
It
like,
is.
Too big to fail.
But it was last time, and look how it got saved. Okay? This now, I say too big to fail as a sector. Companies can obviously fail, right? But when you look at the infrastructure sitting behind it, the infrastructure really is too big to fail. This infrastructure might be the most important thing that our country works on the next 20 years. And we need to ensure that we are in lockstep, if not ahead of China, every step of the way. You can love it or hate it, but that's just the way it is. And that adds to my confidence level, because there will be moments that will be really rough along the way. There will be moments when, like today, like complete freak out moments, maybe way, way worse than today. The government's going to be there. You think they're going to let our AI superpowers just completely fall apart and let China move forward with AGI and superintelligence and have access to all the next generation weapons and warfare?
But doesn't that then mean that it's really going to be the taxpayer who ends up funding AI?
Possibly.
And do you think this is the reason why they're investing so much right now? Because they know we can't go belly up because the government wouldn't let us. So we may as well take riskier bets right now.
There are a lot of reasons to take those big bets because, again, it's an asymmetrical risk reward. If AI does what everyone believes it will, and again, it's not about us reaching AGI in like 2 years. It could be 10 years, 15. It doesn't really matter. We've already seen enough. We know where it's headed. You can't not be part of that. It's just so obvious. It's like saying you're not going to be part of the internet when it came out. Like, listen, it didn't cost that much to be web oriented as a company when that happened. This just happens to cost more, but you can't just not be part of it. Even look at what Apple's doing right now, right? Behind the scenes, you know that like Apple's trying to figure out a way to leverage Google, to leverage all the stuff they're doing. Apple has a lot of data for Google. I think this is what you're going to see really soon. Apple is going to lean on Google's models for all their AI the next few years. And I think they're going to get a great deal for that because Apple has so much crucial data for Google to share back. I think that's going to be the deal that plays out. But even Apple, who's behind on AI, they will catch up.
Does it worry you about the circular financing nature?
No, not at all.
Why?
It's what has to happen. The circular financing is a huge problem if this doesn't work out.
So explain the circular financing to.
So basically, if you're NVIDIA and you're essentially financing your customers to buy your own chips, essentially, there's a lot of different ways that it's happening right now. If your customers go belly up, you're taking the hit too, right? So that's where we get into trouble. Circular financing could be not such a bad thing if everything moves in the right direction. If this whole thing falls apart and we're not able to monetize artificial intelligence at the corporate level, at the consumer level, if there's no monetization that eventually comes in over the next 5 to call it 8, 9, 10 years, that's a problem. And yeah. So think of the circular financing as leverage. It's just NVIDIA and Jensen have a strong thesis and they have a lot of conviction the same way I do. And they're willing to place a little bit of leverage on it. The way that they're doing that is they're taking their cash and rather than just giving their cash back to shareholders, they're spending their cash to allow their customers to do bigger and better things with their chips. That's it. It's not that scary. I know it sounds scary because it's leverage.
It just looks scary.
Okay, so think about leverage. When things go wrong, they go really wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But when things go right, they go really right. And so everyone's making a bet that they've seen enough, they know directionally where we are headed, even if there are bumps in the road, that it makes sense to apply leverage. And that's where the circular financing comes in. And I don't blame them for doing it. Like, I like it. What's so amazing to me is like, you've seen like what Nano Banana, like you've seen some of this stuff, right?
What's Nano Banana?
Like a Photoshop.
Google, and the new one's coming out like literally any day now. You've seen what OpenAI has done, right? With their social network, right? Have you been on there yet?
Like the Sora?
Sora?
Yeah. All the Jake Paul memes. They're hilarious.
But guys, this is like not even 1.0. Like they literally just showed us the future. Like, how do you see that? How do you see that? See what this AI is capable of doing today?
Okay, but I see that. The first thing in my mind is every actor, every movie, every production company is going to be obsolete in 20 years. Like they were talking about doing a big movie studio here in Las Vegas and bringing it in from Hollywood, and they wanted all these subsidies. And that got temporarily shut down. And at first I was like, oh, that's dumb. Think of all the jobs it would bring here. And then I'm thinking, you know what? In 20 years from now, it's going to be a dude on his computer sitting on a couch who could create the next Michael Bay movie in 20 minutes for $10. All these movie production companies are going to be wiped out. Like, why get a real actor when you could get the perfect AI? And when you think about it, when you're watching something, it's just pixels on a screen. And when you think if the pixel coloration is perfect and the way they're laid out on the screen is perfect, it's going to be identical. And you could create anything that you want to. Like, why wouldn't that wipe out entire industries? And then what you're left with is all these people who've trained their entire lives for one specific thing, and that gets wiped out. What do they do when they're 50 and they don't have savings and they have to learn something all over again when they're entering retirement and they don't know what to do?
Okay, so let's frame that in a way that I know you'll appreciate.
Okay.
We used to have a media world where all of the media, all of the marketing, and all of the advertising got pushed through agencies and then got pushed through old media. And so if you wanted to advertise something, that's the flow of the money only went one way. And you had newspapers and you had TV networks and cable networks, you had radio stations, and they essentially controlled all of those media dollars. Now we democratize the world of media globally through social networks. And now we have millions, tens of millions of content creators around the world in every little niche. Those content creators are delivering messages on behalf of companies around the world, right? So a big part of that media world has already been disrupted and has already been torn apart, right? It's not what it used to be. Newspapers, they barely even exist. Radio barely even exist anymore. Wait till you see what's about to happen to the rest of that world, like TV and Hollywood, all of it, right? But look at what we created. Do you not think that what we created to replace that is meaningfully bigger, more efficient, and look at the way the dollars are flowing, they're still flowing to people. You have a real job, Graham. Like, you are a creator. Like, your job matters. Just because you don't work at the newspaper that went out of business 15 years ago doesn't mean that's any less valid of a job. At the time, we just didn't have the foresight to understand what that job was going to look like in the future. So in the same way, I agree. I think Hollywood will change. I don't know if it will like completely go away, or how long that will take. But I think what this is going to create is going to be meaningfully larger than the system that exists today.
And what's going to happen to the people who don't adopt it?
Well,
get left behind or just aren't as ambitious to pursue these things?
I mean, I think you can say that about any other innovation. If you don't change with the times, you won't benefit, right? So if you didn't adopt computers, or if you didn't adopt the internet, right, when it came out, your company was likely going out of business. So yeah, you have to adopt it. That's what I tell every kid. I constantly get asked by other parents, like, what should I be telling my kids? What jobs should they can go into? I'm like, I don't know about jobs, but like, just start using AI every day. Like start spending it, like learn all the tools, like start doing, because this is not going away. And this is not a bad thing. It's generally a good thing. If it doesn't kill us, and it might kill us, I don't know about that. There is a doomsday scenario that's like very real, very legitimate, and definitely something to be concerned about as we start to not only democratize the ability to make entertainment, but to democratize the ability to make weapons, to democratize the ability to do damage in the world. That does concern me. This doesn't concern me at all.
Real talk for a second, if you're trying to grow on social media, short-form content is literally digital gold. It has been one of the biggest drivers of success for the Iced Coffee Hour. We just take our best moments from the podcast and we can clip them up for TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you name it.
But let's be honest, it takes a lot of time to do that properly. And that's why tools like our sponsor, OpusClip, are a total game changer. For those unaware, OpusClip isn't just a clipping tool anymore. It's a full-on AI-powered video editor built for creators. So incredible that it could automatically pull in your long-form YouTube videos, find the best moments, add captions, B-roll, and even schedule clips to post while you're away.
It's like having an entire editing team, but built by AI. Top creators like Jubilee and Darman are already using it, and we actually use it here on the Iced Coffee Hour. You see this clip Togi reacted to? It was made with OpusClip.
And here's the best part. Everyone who signs up with our link gets 1 week for free, plus 50% off your first 3 months. All you have to do is go to opus.pro/icedcoffeehour or click the link down below in the description. Again, that is opus.pro/icedcoffeehour.
Seriously, guys, we cannot recommend it more. For what they deliver, it is extremely affordable. So if you want to get a bunch of content super fast, built by AI, I highly recommend OpusClip. Thank you so much to OpusClip for sponsoring this episode.